makers of all kinds. It's been a while since I've been here. Already losing track of which episode this is. Could it be 10, 11? I don't remember. It's something like that. Welcome new viewers and welcome back. Those of you who are returning viewers. I'm really happy to be here. I'm just really happy to have this little corner where I can pop in and say hello and share with you what I've been doing. So we're enjoying a bit of Easter break now. Just taking it easy. We've had the big days, you know, with birthdays and Easter celebrations. Lots of cake and eating nice meals. So now is just time to take it easy and have days off. The background sounds, the children are doing their Dungeons and Dragons thing with their own adventures. So I thought I'd just pop in for a while they're doing that. We just had lunch, so it's a bit of time to just be and play. So I don't remember really what I said last time about what I'm doing, what projects I'm on. I know I told you that I was going, oh sorry, lots of pollen in the air. I know I was talking about the Sonrae sweater. I don't know if I had started it. I'm on the Christmas yarn gift knit spree, you could say. I've knit, how many sweaters have I knit? This is my 4th sweater since January. Yes. So a few weeks ago I started the Sonrae, which all our daughters got to choose their own colours and own yarns and patterns that they like. So I started this. I cast it on a few weeks ago. It's the Sonrae by Knitlovewool, or Jennifer Steingass, as she's also, you can find her on Ravelry on both those names on Instagram. Oh, it's backside. It's the backside. So this is it. I cast it on. It's a top-down knit, and I'm knitting it just as the pattern says. I haven't made any changes except the gauge. The size was a bit too big for our daughters, so I figured out that if I used smaller needles and still knit the smallest size, I would get a good gauge to match her size. And that's turned out well. So I had a good think on that, and she's tried it on and seems like that kind of thinking was successful. So I'm really pleased with that. Okay, so this is the Sonrae by Knitlovewool, or Jennifer Steingass. It's a top-down knit, which I find difficult because I can't really get the bind off edge to look really nice, but this is okay. If you have any tips and tricks, you know, how to get a really neat bind off edge, please let me know in the comments. I read them, and I love to learn new things and new techniques. Sometimes I use the elastic bind off. I tried that on another sweater by, I think it was also Jennifer Steingass, the Fern and Feather. I think that's her pattern. And that was a sweater for me. And I'm not really satisfied with that bind off edge, but this turned out better. On my sweater I use the elastic bind off, which I frequently use. I think it's a great bind off. I learned it from, where did I learn it? I learned it from Very Pink Knits, which is a great YouTuber who she has really nice videos, and you can learn in a good pace there. I really do enjoy her instruction videos or tutorials. And I often use the elastic bind off. I didn't do this here. I did the bind off in. It said bind off in pattern, which means, you know, binding off, knit purl, knit purl, knit purl, bind off. It's a 1 by 1 rib, so I just knit off, but not knit off. I'm losing words today. I bound off in knit purl, and it turned out okay. It's not 100% neat, but it turned out okay. But as I said, if you have any tips for me, not tips as in, you know, if you can teach me anything, and give me an idea of how I could do it differently and get a neater edge, please let me know. I'm keen to learn new techniques. So this really fit her, and song I did the bind off yesterday when we were watching a movie. I think it was called Ilona Holmes. Enjoyed it. Not a great movie, but it was like a matinee. You know, it was an entertaining movie. Not one of the greats, but it was entertaining. So today I picked up the stitches for the sleeves and started that. I'm going to move around the stitches, I think. It didn't turn out great, but I'm going to move them around to make it easier to knit. So I started the first sleeve, and I'm going to knit 7.5 centimeters before starting the sleeve shaping. I'm used to knitting the sleeves just on DPNs and then attaching the sleeves to the body, because I like knitting from the bottom up. So I'm not really used to this anymore, just, you know, spinning this sweater around while I'm knitting, but it works fine. Hopefully you will have written some good comments and to help me bind off in a better way when I get to the edge, the sleeve. We're not really sure how we're going to what we're going to do with the sleeve. Jennifer Steingass sleeve is finished off in a pattern. I do believe that you won't be able to see it. It's not a very big picture, but there is a pattern on this sleeve. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Well, it ends off with a pattern part, and I don't know if we're going to do that, or just maybe just have a small bit of patterning and a 1 by 1 rib there, or just a rolled edge. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. My daughter likes the to have a piece of ribbing, because it's a snugger fit, you know, it doesn't wobble around. But you'll have to think about that. I do have some more knitting to do, so it takes a while for me to get there. But you'll have to think about it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm on the sleeve, the first sleeve, and then I'm going to knit the second sleeve, and I dropped some stitches, so I'll have to fix that. Well, not some, I dropped a stitch there, and I have to weave in some ends, and yeah. I find that sleeves take a longer time to knit, so maybe this will be done in a week or two. I don't know, I'm not in a hurry. Yes, that's that. It's knit in pure wool. It's the Rauma Finull 2-ply. Oh no, bear with me, it got stuck here. So this is a Rauma Finull. It's a purple and then a cherry blossom pink for the pattern. Yeah, I do love knitting with Rauma. It's such a nice woolen yarn. And the garments turn out really great also, and they're light, bit drapey, light, warm, just beautiful. And it feels good not to have superwash. I know I've said this in every episode, but I really do enjoy knitting with non-superwash yarn. I just think you get a feel for the yarn in another way, and it feels lovelier to wear the garments knowing that no unnecessary chemicals have been used. It just feels good. Yes, so I've made a list of things what I'm going to talk about. So I mentioned the Sonrae, I showed it to you. I'm following the pattern, not modifying that much on this, just the sleeves then. My next project is a 5th sweater. It's also Christmas yarn, which I promised to knit a sweater from. It's also on Rauma Finull, which is one of my favourite yarns. We haven't quite decided what pattern we're going to knit this sweater in. We're thinking of Vanja Strick, which is a shortish kind of sweater with a small yoke patterning. So the sweater will be red. I think it's called Santa red, and the patterning will be in white. But we haven't quite decided. Maybe we'll make our own pattern inspired by something, or we will use a yoke pattern that we already have. I think it's going to be a small yoke patterning like that. And a kind of shortish sweater, because you like short sweaters, and yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to cast on. But I'm going to finish the Sonrae first, or Sonrae. I don't know really how to pronounce that. So that's the next project. I do still have to finish a shawl that I started. I'm not sure I showed it to you last time, but I will. I just flash the colours before you. This is the skymningssjal by Sofia Kammerborn. I use my skymningssjal every day, and I love it. It's become a favourite pattern, and so I'm knitting one. This is also Christmas yarn, so I'm knitting one for our middle daughter, and she chose the colours. This is not turning out exactly how it looks in reality. It looks, in the camera it looks more bluish, but it's a kind of, what is it? It's a more kind of blue-grey tone. Why is that focusing there? Camera things that I don't understand. This is a more, or is it maybe blue-green grey? I don't know. But we are calling this the sea shawl, skymningssjal, inspired by the sea or the ocean. Firstly a blue one, and then a kind of green. Maybe it's a tonal skymningssjal. That's what it might be. No, wait a second. No, this is the next one. Of course, this is the next one. So this darker blue there will be a turn of this, and then there will be a bit more lighter green. I think this is aqua. I'm not sure. A bit lighter. I don't know how to hold all these at the same time. I'll just do that. And then an even lighter green. I don't know if that shows up. I have too few hands. And then there's going to be an edge in, you know, that white kind of frost that's on the waves? It's going to be a white lace edge on that. I started this was it 2 months ago? I think it was some time ago, but I've let the sweaters take up the knitting time. But I will return to this and finish it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all the yarn that I have. This is kind of biggish shawl, so maybe I will knit until I've used this up, and then I will continue with this and knit till I've used that up and continue like that. I don't know how big the shawl will be then, but we will see. That's my idea anyhow. Just to knit until, of course I won't stop in the middle of a row, but I just knit until I don't have any more yarn left of it. Yeah, so that's that. Skymningssjal by Sofia Kammerborn and Sonrae by Jennifer Steingass. And that's the two projects, and then the next one is a Vanja Strick. So it's all knit in the round. So that's my knitting for this time. I've listened to or looked at different kind of videos. I follow a lot of knitting podcasters, of course, because I enjoy it, and I learn a lot. I learn a great deal from all of you, and I'm grateful for all that. But we've also found some other podcasters we tend to not watch so much television, and kind of watch different ideas from different people instead on YouTube. And some time ago we found this young man called Jake Frew. I think that's how he pronounces it. He's an American, and he lives a kind of a different sort of lifestyle, and he made a big change in his life. And his recent video was it got into my heart. So if you have time, look it up, Jake Frew on YouTube, and he talked about this pandemic and just reflecting on where you are and how you feel and what you've been feeling during this trying time, because it has been and is a trying time. Here in Sweden we have a troublesome situation with vaccines not coming as quickly as they could or should, and numbers are rising. The virus seems to transmit easier, at least among school children, and that's worrisome. So it's still a trying time, and when I looked at this video, it's very short, it's about 4 minutes, and he talked about just making sure you are in the moment and thinking about just feeling what you're feeling, and thinking of what is important and what kind of changes you would like to make in your own life. And that really hit home with me. So I'm thinking of that, and enjoying knitting, using it as a kind of therapy. I don't know what I would have done without it. I really do love knitting, and I'm grateful for it, and I want it to be a much bigger part of my life than it is. Yes, I think that was it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm always so glad to see that you are. And I do have to write this because I have a tendency not to remember it. If you would like to like to know when some new videos come out, hit the subscribe button. then you'll be notified. And if you've been joining me here and would like to show that, please hit the like button. I think it's somewhere down here. Yes. The camera's doing strange things, so I'm just I'm just looking at it and seeing that it's still recording. I think it is. So again, thank you for today. Stay safe and have a good week. Bye bye.